What if life was like art? Or rather, how is it like it? So, I bought my fiance a longboard, and one of my favorite things about longboards is the artwork on the bottom. But this particular one, beautiful maple with no artwork at all. And though I don't know if I could claim myself to be an artist, I feel like I'm an artist at heart. And I decided that what I wanted to do was make the most epic, beautiful artwork on the bottom of his board. So I'm going to take you guys on that journey with me today. I have all my supplies. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to go there together. So I'm going to take you through it while I do it. Let's do it. So, man, this is so crazy. Talking with a camera, sitting here chilling, hanging out, overthinking. You gotta remember, this is about giving to the world, sharing what I'm learning, sharing what I'm about. So, this first part here, right up here at the top, this symbol, if you can read this, is the symbol for unconditional love. And my fiance is an absolute rock star. He braved walking across the United States with me, and I still can't even believe that he decided to go at all. I mean, I don't even know why I went, really, still. So I'm going to show you this. I prepped my board after I sanded it, and after I taped the wheels off to protect them, sanded it. On the bottom, you can see that I scribbled using, I think it was a B8 graphite pencil. Tip I got from my friend Pamela Huller, so that I could go over the top, like if I show you here, and actually draw onto it, and it creates the line underneath, which you can kind of see. I'm trying to cheat today and see how Sharpies look on beautiful maple, so don't judge me, have all the love. We're just gonna trace it. Definitely glad I've got a skinny marker here, because it is bleeding, as wood would do. What? So I'm typically more comfortable working with black and white and pencils. So this is definitely out of my element, playing not only with markers, but I'm going to add some acrylic paint in a minute. So right now I'm just kind of playing with the shape a little bit, seeing what feels good. I think that's kind of like what we got to do in life, you know. We a lot of the time want to find some logical, this is how it should be, this is the way it'll work best, this is all calculated. And while my fiance and I were walking across the United States, we didn't have the option to calculate things, you know. We just had to make decisions and have faith that all things were working together for our good. Okay, that's cool. It's small. This space, I'm a little bit afraid to do. I didn't actually find a thing for it. Maybe I'll do a little pen doodle first. I wanted to put a heart here with our letters in it. So let's check it out. So if I was etching this into the wood, just following my heart, you know. Okay, I'm digging that. I'm digging that shape and size. get this side. Hearts are all unique, Doesn't matter if they match. We're just going for what feels good, right? All right, I'm digging that. I'm digging that. That's a great shape. Beautiful. I never freehand hearts this good. This is totally because I'm recording. Thank you, whoever is watching that made that possible. All right, let's add in. Ooh, this one's harder. Letters. So he's a K for Colton. No. And I do a little cute plus sign. We're making this kind of sappy. I'm a romantic. He's kind of stuck with it. And an A. Whoa. I'm gonna go with this kind of sharp, edgy thing and hope that it works out for my good. All right. Now let's go over it with this guy, right? Get my Sharpie out. Get my courage up. I think that's a big like life thing too, you know? Like, it's super scary to just do stuff, but what happens when you do stuff? You learn. Sometimes you make mistakes, it doesn't work out, but like ultimately, you know more than you did when you started. If you don't ever jump, you won't know if you can fly, you know? And like for me, I'd love to be an artist. I have the soul of an artist, whether I actually am one or not. And I feel like the only way for me to know what's really in there is by doing it and seeing what comes out. Having the courage to step into my truth, no matter how different it looks, no matter how weird it might sound to anybody around you. I think we've spent so much time following what we think is right and not enough time following our hearts. Our heart choices aren't always logical, but when we're making heart choices that are truly heart choices, not I'm protecting my heart, not I'm hiding from anything, but really like strong heart choices, there is this magic that happens where you're in your truth is real and it serves you, and all the parts start working truly together for that good. I kind of like that. I like that. And it begs the question, what do I do here? There we go, that's better. See, and you just start playing with it and just decide. I might add more to that later, but I'm gonna stop for now on that part. And I'm gonna do the big reveal that I'm sort of afraid to see. Ooh, that beautiful wolf. All right, I'm probably gonna have to ripping my pages off. All right, I'm gonna have to scoot this guy down so you guys can see this beauty. Okay, I just want to test, take my super expert sticky note and just see. I think I'm gonna try these Sharpies to get my lines here. So let's go for it. I've got it all, like as you can see, I've got it all etched out, and I'm just gonna jump in hella. Ooh, super nervous. So some of you are probably going, girl, what the heck do you mean you walked across America? So my fiance and I decided to go on a walk across America. It was definitely one of those soul things where all of a sudden I was like, hey, we're gonna do this thing this summer. And he was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, he was busy and he was just like, yeah, cool, whatever. And I freaking grabbed it and ran away with it. I think that's the artist in me. I just was like, sweet, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not even worrying about it. And granted, so I'm actually gonna switch back and forth. Now that I'm seeing the thickness of the lines, I'm gonna switch back and forth between these two, just to give myself a little variety on the lines. So we decided, that was like the huge thing. If there's anything big in your life that you are on the fence about, making a decision, it does this really powerful thing where all of a sudden you've got either things coming together or things falling apart. And that movement in your life is like the beacon that you've been waiting for, that thing that says, hey, do it. Or that thing that's saying, oh my gosh, don't do this. This is the wrong direction. The truth is, though, the times that I've done things when I'm running away, when I'm protecting myself or avoiding pain, they turn out super bad. They're just like horrible, you know? But the things that I do, I think I'm gonna use the skinny one for the wolf. The things that I do that I'm like, that scare the crap out of me, but I don't know how else to tell people that I just know it's right. I know that it's what I should be doing. I know that it's where I should be going. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I don't even care because I feel so much passion about my choice that I just know on every level of my being that something will work out, that I will figure it out, or that it'll put me where I need to be, the right time, the right place, with the right people, the right things. And that's like the power right there. You know, people are so afraid to move. They're afraid it won't work out. They're afraid they'll fail. They're afraid of so many things. And I just wonder sometimes what would happen if we just hugged that fear and jumped off the cliff, you know, went for it anyway, decided, dang it, I'm gonna walk across America. I'm gonna leave Utah with $145, not even totally knowing how we're gonna get to Georgia, 2 backpacks full of stuff, and just go. I'm just gonna go and just see what happens. I just want to fall face first into the world and just know that whatever happens is what's supposed to happen, and that I'm, you know, gonna go for it anyway. And, you know, we did. We left Utah. We're like, sweet, let's go. There was this lady, she needed it was a rideshare experience. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Be safe and smart about it. But we found this lady that had just had a double knee surgery. She was staying in Oregon with her kids and wanted to drive home to Iowa, which we were in Utah. Iowa made us closer to Georgia, which was where we were going to start our coast to coast walk. And she was like, I don't need money. I just need drivers. If I come pick you guys up in Utah, will you drive my car the rest of the way to Des Moines so that I can get home and get on with my life, you know, adjust to my life after surgery and whatever. And we're like, yeah, sweet. Like, it's freaking scary to get in a car with a stranger you don't know. You know, we did our homework. We really talked to them and felt confident. Plus, I just genuinely and generally believe that we have this wonderful gift of connecting with beautiful people. And I'm going to be straight with you. The entire time we were walking across the United States, we connected with the most incredible people. Kind, generous, thoughtful, sweet, passionate, just good people. Like, I'm not a big advocate for the news because I feel like people get caught in all the chaos and they don't see the truth about like the planet that we're living on right now, and that's that there's so many beautiful people. It's really sad. It's something that I'm trying to be an advocate for. You know, we gotta step out of our comfort zone to see that everybody else is looking for the same things we want. You know, the love, the companionship, the friendship, the success. And most people aren't, you know, greedy, trying to get success, you know, for stupid reasons. They're trying to take care of people they love. They're trying to take care of themselves. They're trying to give themselves enough freedom to be themselves, you know, and that's super powerful. Anyway, so we get out to Des Moines, and this lady is so freaking sweet, and she's so concerned. It was the most beautiful, like, maternal concern of, like, you guys just want me to drop you off at a gas station so you can figure out how to hitchhike to Georgia. And we're like, well, yeah, like, what else are we supposed to do? We've got $145, some snacks and backpacks. Like, ain't nothing to it, you know, we just got to figure it out. And it took a lot. It took a lot for her to let go. I'm grateful that she did, because I mean, at that point I was extending my courage in a big, big way. I felt very like, holy shit, what am I doing? Why am I out here? And I'm not going to say you won't feel that when you decide to jump into your truth, because you will. But the thing is it will feel amazing. It really, really will. Yeah, geez, I don't even know how to explain how amazing it feels to just be like, nope, we're going for it. I will say this, if it's something you're doing with somebody, there definitely may be spats. All the good journeys are not without flaw. If it's too easy, we don't stay grounded, we don't stay human. So I think that's really powerful too. Whoa, there's my flaw. So we're in Des Moines, we're at a gas station, we've got each other, we've got a little bit of money, and we decide, let's hitchhike. We research it, figure out we can't hitchhike on the interstate in Des Moines, which is too bad. Probably for safety reasons, I will say that. Definitely could be safety reasons. But couldn't do it. It was a big no. We didn't want to get ourselves in trouble since we just barely left. But just barely jumped into our big adventure. And so we just started walking towards the highway, thinking it was so close, thinking we'd be there so fast. And we totally weren't. No way, Jose. It was a big, big, painful eye-opener about how capable, not even how capable I was. Let me rephrase that, because that's not fair. Basically what level I was at. I'd never backpacked before. I had never gone on a camping trip where I had to haul my stuff in before. I'd never really roughed it, and I was like expecting to rough it for the next 5 months while I was walking across America. That was my expectation anyway, which seems super hilarious now, but that's only because our journey of 5 months turned into 15. So here we are, walking across Iowa, trying to figure out what it is that we're doing with our life and how we're gonna get to Georgia and what the hell were we thinking. And my backpack's really heavy and it's freaking hot, and who thought this was a good idea? And of course I was the one who thought it was a good idea. So I'm sitting there like, what the crap was I thinking, right? So we're in the middle of all of this and I just can't anymore, you know. So I lay down on the side of the highway and he lays down, and we're, you know, out of the way. We should be safe unless somebody has like a crazy car wreck or something. But we, you know, feeling pretty freaking defeated, honestly. And this car pulls up, and you know, it's one of those things where you're like, this is what I've been hoping for all day, but now that it's happening, holy crap, what if it's like some crazy person? What if it's not safe? What if like we decide to go anyway and then it turns into this whole crazy mess? And you're going through all these things, you're thinking all this stuff, and you walk up to this van, right? And it's this super sweet little family, and they are just making sure we're alive. The woman who was driving was an off-duty officer, and she just sees these bodies on the side of the road and is like, oh, honey, like, I know we're headed somewhere. I know we're doing something as a family right now, but I just got to check this out to see if I need to call it in, right? So she's checking it out, figures out, you know, we tell her what we're doing. They've got like kids with them. They're about to go fishing. Super, super nice family, right? And we're like, well, which way you going? And they were like, well, shoot, we're going this way. Can we give you guys a ride this far? And I'm like, sweet. It was maybe like a couple of hours. But if you imagine being in Iowa, trying to get to Georgia, you get a ride for a couple hours. That's a couple hours closer to wherever you're going. You know, that's a huge part of any journey, is having the optimism to see what's working, having the courage to see what's working. Like, it's easy to complain about everything that's not. You know, I encourage you to step into your truth and really be like, you know, what is working with what I'm trying to do? What is working in this situation? How is the universe lined up for me right now? You know, how could it have been different, and how amazing that it's not? So anyway, we get in with this family. We go fishing with them. Guys, I was ecstatic. I expected to get myself to Georgia, get hiking, push myself hard, walk across America, basically have a really like isolated journey with my fiance there. At the time he was my boyfriend, but doesn't matter. And that was what I expected. You know, I wasn't expecting beautiful people. I wasn't expecting connection. I wasn't expecting to talk to people and have them go, oh my gosh, I'm in love with your story. Can I be a part of it? And I was just moved by this unexpected magic. So here we are, first day out. Haven't made it to Georgia yet, but we're fishing with this family. They've introduced us to their friends. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. We're lifing. We stopped and allowed ourselves the space to be in a life for that moment. And it was the best decision I could have ever made, you know, being able to spend that time with them. So the night kind of carries on. I'm sitting there going, you know, towards the end of the night, hey, like, what are we doing here? How are we gonna keep going forward? It's getting dark. Like, what's our next step? And you start to feel that fear creeping back in, that doubt. What was I thinking? Who am I to think that I could do all of this stuff? You know? Like, who the heck am I that I could be this person out here doing this thing? And it gets you. You have to check your mind. It's not a matter of making the decision once. It's a matter of making the decision over and over again until it happens. Let yourself do that. Let yourself be in all of these beautiful things. Really be in it, Let it take hold of you. Push aside your doubt, the doubt that may come from others. Everybody we had at home, pretty much, not everybody, that is not fair. We had a lot of beautiful people at home that supported and believed in what we were doing. But we had a lot of people that didn't, that just straight up they were like, what are you doing? No, don't do this. Like, you guys have lives to live. Stay here and live your lives. And I just, when you get that call in your heart, you just go. You don't let anyone or anything stop you. You just take courage and you go. So it was while we were the night ended, we'd been fishing, we had pizza, we were hanging out. I will say this, there was some intention at some point during all of this that we were going to take a train the rest of the way there or something like that. I think the train tickets were just too expensive or something. But the really crazy thing, and if I cry, I'm just gonna own it. This was my first real, it was one thing for me to be like, oh yeah, hitchhiker, get rides, whatever. That was easy for my brain to wrap around receiving. But this family, this beautiful freaking family, they got talking with us, and we had no reason to not tell them the truth about our circumstances and what we were doing. And she goes, well, you don't have food, a bunch of stashed food. And I was like, well, no, but we're just trying to get to Georgia really fast, and my aunt and uncle will help take care of us food wise when we get there, and we've got $145, so we'll last a little while, it'll be fine, trying not to let the weight of all of it get to me, because I was like, if I let this stuff get me, I'm not gonna succeed out here. I just gotta keep telling myself that everything's no big deal, no matter how bad it looks. And they drove us to Walmart on their way to fishing. We got inside, and she insisted on getting us snacks. And I remember hearing something recently about, needing to receive and being able to receive and whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess, I'll have to get used to some help on the walk. It's not that nobody will ever do nothing for us, and it's not that we'll have to figure out how to make everything ourselves. Granted, we sort of expected to work our way across the country at mom and pop shops. I do some energy healing, and I thought, well, maybe I can, build my clientele, and maybe that will work out, and I won't have to do as much energy healing. Not that I didn't want to, just I knew it would be a lot on top of the walking.